First, before we get started, for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Dale Archdekin. I'm the founder of Smart Sales Coaching, and we specialize in scripting and dialogue training for agents and ISAs. We also help team leaders and brokers create and improve their sales teams to make them profitable, okay? So we have leadership guidance to help you, if any of you are team leaders or broker owners, to help you optimize and make your sales teams profitable, which, you know, as we know, is not always easy. The holy grail is to have a sales team that is profitable even without your own production as a team leader. Wait a minute, Evelyn, why'd you take your hand down? Where'd she go? She disappeared. Evelyn Fred. There you are. She's taking a time out. Okay, but you're going to come back and role play later. Okay, so what I want to talk to you guys about first is, I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a podcast that I do every week with my co-host Brian Curtis, and it's called Cash Call. And on Cash Call, a lot of what we do is we actually play, sometimes we interview clients, or we interview clients of our companies, but a lot of times what we do is we will play actual recordings from agents and ISAs, and we will give feedback on them, professional advice from many, many years of experience. And so I want to show you guys this. If you go to our website, smartsalescoaching.com, and you click on Cash Call, what you can do is you can register to actually watch it live. So yesterday was a great one. I played a call from an agent that got destroyed. He was calling expireds, but he didn't have enough experience and he hadn't practiced enough. That was yesterday's episode. Here, you can register to watch Cash Call live, or if you want coaching on any of your recorded calls, which all of you should be recording your calls, you can click this button and submit your call, and we will review it. Of course, we're going to play it live on the show, but you're going to get feedback on calls, or if you have agents or ISAs on your team, you can get feedback right there. Okay, so that's at smartsalescoaching.com. Okay, so today we're going to move on to what we're actually talking about. And first I want to talk about qualifying buyer leads, because right now, actually, let me do this. By show of hands, who has a shortage in inventory in your market? By show of hands. Yeah, okay, everybody. So listen, we all have a shortage of inventory here in the States and in Canada. In most markets, we have a shortage of inventory. That means two things: that every seller is probably worth 5 to 6 buyers right now, right? And buyers are a dime a dozen. You can run down to the corner store and get a case of them, a case of buyers, and probably only one of them or two of them are going to work out for you, right? Unfortunately, that's unfortunate. I know it's hard. I don't like going through that market either. And it's not nice for our clients. It's not nice for us. But here's the point. If I'm going to invest my time with a buyer and I have limited inventory and limited chances to win, then I want to kind of shift how I'm qualifying who I consider an A buyer, if that makes sense. And so I just put this together for you guys to help you requalify how you look at what an A buyer is. So to me, right now, an A buyer in a limited inventory market, that buyer better have all cash or very strong qualifications in terms of financing. And still, it better either be that you're buying in all cash, or you have enough cash, not only for your down payment and not only for any sort of appraisal gaps or any incentives that you have to do to incentivize the seller, but you better be very strong in your financial picture in order for me to consider you an A buyer. And ideally, you have a time-based need to move. What I mean by that is there's something going on in their life, something going on in their world, something going on in their family or with their job or whatever it may be that is causing them to have a time-based need to move. That is great. Not just a want to move, but a need to move. They're actively looking at homes with you. They are open to compromise, and they are coachable versus stubborn. What I mean by that is if you say to them, hey, we have to go see this house tonight because there's going to be multiple offers on it, they say, what time, right? If you say to them, listen, I can easily tell you that that house is going to go 50 or 100 or 200K over asking, They just say, great, what more should we add to that? They take your advice, they are coachable. That is an A buyer, okay? I'm not gonna run you guys through B and C and D, but what I wanna do instead is I just wanna put your focus on the fact that you have limited time to invest in every buyer that you work with and every seller that you work with. And so you're making a business decision with your limited resource, which is your time, on who you work with and who you show homes to. So what I would say is go through the list of all the nurtures that you currently have, as well as the buyers that you're currently working with, and determine how many of them fit this set of qualifications and how many of them are actually A buyers. Because what I think you need to have, depending on how much production you do or how many houses you sell, you should be working at any given time with, say, 4 to 6 A buyers. If you don't currently have 4 to 6 A buyers that can fit these qualifications, then spend every single day looking for more A buyers. Your goal is every day, I need to find another A buyer. And roll through the nurtures that you have, your A, Bs, and Cs, and see where they fall. Do they, should somebody that you thought was an A get moved down to a B? Somebody that you thought was a B get moved down to a C? Somebody who's a C or a B all of a sudden finds more money, changes their priorities, and actually gets bumped up to A, right? So every single week, you're moving through these things and moving people into and out of the different classifications. Make sense, everybody? Any questions? Okay. So here's what I want to cover real quick. What we're going to be working on is, I know any of you can set an appointment with a buyer who wants to go look at a house, right? By show of hands, can you set an appointment with a buyer who wants to go look at a house? Yeah, pretty easy, right? Not hard. It's hard to screw that one up. What we find difficult are getting face-to-face with those buyers who don't think that they're ready to shop now, or who want to just look on the internet and will let you know when they see something, right, everybody? Aren't they the harder ones to get face-to-face with? What I want you to understand, first of all, is the perspective of a buyer. When a buyer is talking to you as a salesperson, typically, what they hear or what they think we represent, that they are ready to buy something, that they have a clear time frame on when they want to get moved, that they want to use us as an agent, right? And that they know where they're going to go or the next area, and even sometimes that they've found the house they want. And then they think it's time for us as salespeople. That's what they're hearing. And so what we need to do is we need to reposition that. And so one of the things that we can do, this is just my suggestion here for every time that you are talking with the new buyer, okay? When you're talking with a new buyer, what we're going to do, obviously we're going to do discovery. You're going to set up your listings, but here's what you're going to try to do. For every buyer that is qualified, it's clear that they can get qualified. They have some plan to do something and get moved. Even if they're not ready to go shopping now, we're going to try to invite them for practice shopping. Okay. And I'm going to explain to you how to position this. And then we're just going to role play asking for that. The whole point is that we know that the agent that gets face-to-face with a client first, with a buyer first, with a seller first, is most likely going to be the agent that buyer or seller is going to work with, right? So I want, right now in the days of internet, everybody has access to all the listings out there, all the websites out there. So if I'm talking to a new buyer lead, I build some rapport, I do discovery with them. Even though I'm sending them listings, I can still lose that buyer to some other agent or some other website. So what I want to do is I want to try to get face-to-face with them. I'm going to try to do it face-to-face. If I can't get face-to-face, I'm going to try to do it on video. Okay. And so just some of the elements that go into this practice shopping would be social proof. I'm going to be assumptive about it. I'm going to tell them the benefit to them, right? And for instance, that might be better understand homes on the internet. So here's how this might sound. Let's Swapno is the first person to raise his hand. So I'm just going to use you as an example. So let's say I'm talking to Swapno, right? He wants to get moved in the future. He wants to get interested in these areas. This is how much he wants to spend. He sounds like he's qualified, but he's not quite ready to get out there and start shopping, right? Maybe it's a couple months down the road. So I might, once we get through the conversation, we get the discovery, we built some rapport, and now at the point in the conversation on the phone, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to send you property swap. No, but I either just send you properties and I get off the phone, or I take one stab at trying to get face-to-face with you. And it might sound something like, hey, swap loan, my most successful buyer clients have found it really helpful to do a little practice shopping before they actually are ready to start seriously looking. It helped them better understand the homes they were looking at online and clarify what would and would not work for them, so they didn't waste their time seeing homes that weren't right for them. Listen, I'm available this weekend, either on Saturday or maybe Monday of next week, to go and just practice shop and take a look at a few homes. Which one would work better for you? Right? So that is what practice shopping sounds like. My challenge to you is every buyer that you talk to, every buyer that you qualify, ask them this, get out there and try to get face-to-face with them. Okay? All right, everybody. This is another reason why you need to do this. Let me ask you a question, Swapno. How many appointments do you have this week, or have you met this week with a new buyer or a new seller, would you say?
We have done 2 appointments. It's a different approach. I like what you're sharing. We do online. So I try to get them a Zoom meeting, just like this. And I have a calendar, and I can share this. End of the day, in this game, there's no ego. You have ego, you're done. It's a realtor. We use Calendly, and Calendly is tied to my Broker Bay calendar. Nobody can book a meeting with me while I'm showing a property, and vice versa. So what I do is I'm like, look, here's my link, here's my Calendly, book a time, and I want to go over the things with you that are helping my buyers today. So when you're ready to buy 1 month, 3 months, even next week, exactly, you have an upper hand. And they're like, upper hand? Okay, I want to know more what you do. So I do the pre-work on the Zoom call, one-on-one. It's not face-to-face, but guess what? After 2 Zoom calls later, I'm meeting them this Sunday, and we have properties to list, to show, and it's no longer a practice shopping, it's more of a we're going for it. So we have taken the practice shopping online for a Zoom call, and I'm like, look, available, your budget, sold history, expectations are met for you or not met, we can adjust that. And because then I don't waste my time. When we get there, oh, this is not a house we're looking for, and I'm going like, well, Swapman, you could have asked this question last week. And yeah, no, I want really need, and because I got 4 guys on the weekend that is Monday morning, afternoon. I can't do more than 20 homes a day. I'm burnt out after 2 months.
Yeah.
So the point is,
so you guys do a buyer consult on video, and then you look through the MLS on video.
So the seller consult, obviously with way of different approach. It's more of a, hey, we're in the area, or hey, I want to share with you what we did with that house or this house. So we give them teasers, right? Look, our Instagram post or Facebook post, and then we say, can we do this for you whenever you're ready? Because you're not ready to sell the house tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. What you see is months in the process. They're like, oh, we need to paint, we need to do lights. So we give them some of the tidbits. We're like, look, you got to start thinking down the road for today, and you can't just go tomorrow. 9 out of 10 homes, you can't sell them tomorrow morning. I wish I could say that, but you won't get the top dollar for it.
Okay, anyways, let me slow you down. All that sounds great. Let's go back to buyers. So what you're saying is you do a video buyer consultation, right?
Basically, yeah. So essentially, when I would do in person, I would do it online. Yeah, they say yes to that. They're like, oh, I'm comfortable in my pages in my house, and 7 p.m. I just got off work, and I said, okay, yeah, I'm available Tuesday at 7. See you there.
Yeah, no, that's great. Now, what I'm talking about here, a video buyer consult, fantastic. And everybody should be doing those.
Yeah.
What this practice shopping is about, everybody, is getting a buyer. Let's say you do the buyer consult on video with them.
Yeah.
And they say they're not ready to go look at homes. This is just a positioning to get at least face-to-face with them at one place before they're actively ready to start shopping. The purpose of actively ready to start shopping, here's what here's the point I wanted to make, everyone, is that all of you may have or not have a certain number of first showings going on this week, right? A new buyer that you've met with. What you can do is by getting these practice shoppings with a buyer who isn't necessarily ready to go actively look yet, is you can add additional appointments to your calendar each week. Okay, we also do a training around sellers so that we can get face-to-face with sellers faster in their actual home. And between the buyers who aren't actively ready to shop, sellers who aren't actively ready to meet with a seller, with an agent yet, it can help fill out your calendar, your weekly calendar for Met appointments, if that makes sense, everybody. Okay. Alexis, let's practice this, okay? We're going to role play. So Alexis, I'm a buyer, came from your agent locator website, right? We've had a conversation. You know my who, where, when, why, what, and how much. I'm not ready to start actively looking at homes yet. And now we're at that point in the conversation where you're either just going to send me listings or you can take a stab at getting face-to-face with me. So unmute yourself and you'll pitch me on doing some practice shopping with you.
Technical difficulties. Hold on.
There it is.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I know you want to take your time before you start looking seriously, but we've talked and I know what you're looking for. And I have a couple properties that I think could be a good match. So why don't we just, no. Okay.
Nope.
Let me try again.
Okay. Why would you not want to tell me you have properties that are a good match if I'm not ready to actively buy yet?
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Let me just explain it for everybody else listening. Do you remember we're salespeople, right?
Yeah.
And what do salespeople want to do to you?
So
They want to sell you. They want to change your mind, right? They want to get you to make a decision before you're ready. So put yourself into the mindset of a buyer who says, I'm not actively ready to shop yet. If you, everybody listening, to that person who literally is telling you, I'm not ready to buy yet. If you're like, oh, hey, well, I have some great choices that might work for you. What they hear is, okay, you want to try to sell me something. I get it.
right.
The whole positioning, everybody, is I'm not selling you anything. I'm trying to meet you where you're at, and it's okay that you're not ready. So I don't have some choices that might work for you. Okay, let's do it again, Alexis. Oh, your thing muted itself. Your computer wants to mute it. Yes, there we go.
All right. So I know you're not ready yet. And I know you want to take your time before you start looking seriously. But, why don't we do a little practice shopping? So I like to go and do some practice shopping with some of my most successful buyer clients who are just in their beginning stages. So what we can do is we can go check out some houses and, even check out the neighborhood to see if it's even a neighborhood you like. And in any case, it'll help keep you sharp with the market. It'll help you be informed. So when you're ready to pull the trigger, you won't be wasting your time looking at things that are not a good match. And plus, it's just fun to check out houses. So are you free on Tuesday at noon?
Okay, good try at it. And one thing I want to point out to you guys is notice the way this is written is that some of my most successful clients find it helpful to do practice shopping, right? So I'm putting it into the third person and using almost like social proof to say that these other buyers have found it helpful for them to do this. Okay, good. Evelyn, Fred. Yes. Using a lot of hand signals today, Evelyn.
Yeah, thank you. I was just going to chime in and ask on the practice shopping. So one of the things I say, and I guess it's a question to you, one of the things I say to them is since you've not been through the process before, it does help to go out and then we can look at how that's going to work. It also helps me better understand your needs and what it is that you're looking for, because you think you know what you want, but sometimes when you actually go out there and start to look, you see that it's something other than what you thought.
Okay, I like it. Some of that stuff is a little bit more immediate. So if I were to take what you did, I would prefer to explain to somebody, let's say that I know you're going to sit on your couch and you're going to window shop on the internet, right? So if I'm a buyer who's not ready yet, the seller of a salesperson who approaches me and says, oh, hey, Dale, listen, I know you're going to do a lot of, internet shopping, looking at homes. The best way to understand what you're looking at is to first go out and walk through a few of these properties. Once you do that, you'll have a much better understanding of what you're seeing online. And then when you get ready to start seriously shopping, it will really make things go much faster for you. So do you understand how I'm just shifting that a little bit to try and accommodate for where these buyers are at, the ones that aren't ready, and saying, okay, you're going to be internet shopping, right? That we know that. I'm there with you. I'm not trying to move you forward. I'm not trying to change your mind. I know you're going to be internet shopping. Let me help you make your internet shopping better. As an idea. Okay. Evelyn, we've had a conversation. I'm a lead from your website. You know my who, where, when, why, what, and how much. And now we're at the point in the conversation where you're either going to let me off the phone and send me listings, or you're going to try to get me out to look at something with you to do some practice shopping. And go.
Okay. I thought I just addressed that, but I guess I'll just have to go back.
You explained what you normally do. Let's just role play it, okay? And I have some copy here if you want to read that, or you can make it up yourself.
I'll read your copy, to be honest, because it's paraphrasing for each one, because each person you talk to is going to be different, and the end result's the same. So
well, let's put it in a context. Yeah, Evelyn, you know what? Great. So yeah, if you could send me some properties, that would be good. We'll check them out, but you know, we'll probably get active about going out and looking maybe in another month or two.
Okay, that sounds fair enough. I do want to let you know, though, that my most successful buyer clients usually find it very helpful to go out and do what we call a practice shopping, right? So it's kind of like house hunting for fun. It gets you out there and it shows you what the reality of the market is, because it's one thing to search online and it's another to go out and actually see. And you may find that what you think you want is not really what you need, because there is a difference between the two, which is why I think we should just take a time, maybe Saturday, if you're available in the morning, 10, or I usually do 2 time slots, 10 a.m. or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Which one would you think you'd like to go?
All right, good job. Excellent. Sounded great. Let's go to Vivian. Vivian, same thing. You know my who, where, when, why, what, and how much. Yeah, Vivian, all that sounds great. Yeah, please send us some properties. We'll check them out. And you know, I don't think that we're actively ready to go look at homes yet, but maybe in the next month or two.
Oh, I totally get that, Dale. No worries. You know what I found is that my most successful buyer clients found it really helpful to do a little practice shopping before they started seriously looking. And it really helps you get a better understanding of what you're seeing online and what will or would not work for you. So it really saves you time in the end, because we're going to practice. So I was thinking, I know you like Naperville and Warrenville. So which day is better for you, Sunday or Monday?
Good job. All right, everybody, give a round of applause to Alexis, Vivian, and Evelyn for giving it a shot. Good stuff. Okay, now that we've done it and you know that it's not scary and you won't die, who wants to practice this that has not volunteered already? You know what's amazing is how many cameras are not on. All these people hiding. Alan Bloom, Achante. Who else? Somebody else want to practice this? Or you guys just look at you all hiding? Here's what I'm going to make a prediction. If you practice this today with me, you will sell an extra 2 homes this month. Who wants to practice? Okay, Jeff White, and then we will go to, where'd you go? I just lost you. Did I lose your camera? I can't remember your name off the top of my head. Let's go with Jeff White first. Let me share my, do you want me to share my again?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Do you want me to share my screen again?
No, I'm good. I can see it.
Oh, I'm still sharing. I forgot. I expanded the window here. Okay, cool. Yeah, Jeff, you know what? All that sounds great, man. Send us over some properties. We'll check them out. I don't think we're ready to get out there yet, but probably in the next month or two.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing that, Dale. You know, what I've found is my most successful clients really love to do a little practice shopping before they're actually ready to, you know, start seriously looking. And here's what it did for them. You know what it's like? You look at homes online and then you see something in person and the two just don't match. And that's kind of what the practice shopping does for you. It helps you figure out what works best for you, what doesn't. And And in the end, it actually saves you time, and you get comfortable going out and looking at the homes. So I've got some time available tomorrow afternoon or the day after, which works best for you.
Great stuff, Jeff. Thank you so much. Good job. All right, Mohammed. Let's go with Mohammed and then we'll move on. All right, Mohammed. Yeah, all that sounds great. Send us over some properties. We'll check them out. But I don't think that we're going to be ready to get out there and actively look at homes, maybe in another month or two.
Oh, that's great, Dale. So, I have been working with my buyer client for a long time. So most of my clients are very successful when I go with some shopping, like window shopping, you can say. We look at the property. Maybe so you have already seen some property on the internet, and you have searched some property on different website. But there is a difference when you see on online, and then there is a physically you see all those properties. So that way, like, you can have a better idea what you are looking, and I have a better idea, like I can find a better property for your match. So I'm available on Monday and Tuesday. So which time will work for you?
Okay, good, Mohammed. Good job. All right, let's move on. Okay, so we got practice shopping down. This is what we want to do each time that you're qualifying a new buyer who isn't actively ready to go out this week or next week and start looking at homes. You want to just get one of these so that you can get face-to-face with them. These are the people that are going to be nurturing for a little while, the people you're going to be sending properties to. Get that face-to-face with them. Now, let's say that you use this script, right? And you ask them, hey, let's go out practice shopping. My best buyers find it really helpful. And they still say, no, that's okay. Then default to video, okay? Okay, got it. Hey, listen, I understand you're really busy. The next best thing that we could do is jump on a quick Zoom and you and I go window shopping through my MLS together. It's where all the homes come from. Anything you see on the internet, it comes from my MLS. If you and I can do just a little bit of window shopping through my MLS, it will give me a much better idea of what you're looking for. And I can describe to you how those pictures you see on the internet actually relate to the way a real home would be set up or what kind of finishes would be there. Because everybody listening right now, all of my agents and ISAs, you all know, if you have any amount of experience, that seeing pictures and then seeing homes online often is two different things, right? And we as agents, after a while, after a lot of experience of seeing pictures and then seeing real homes, can much better understand how to interpret the pictures we're seeing and how a home is actually laid out and what is actually going on there. Right, everybody? Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're either getting face-to-face with somebody and using that we know that happens to get face-to-face with them, or defaulting to video. Don't be afraid to ask them for the face-to-face and just default to video. Video is the backup if you can't get the face-to-face. Okay, everybody?
I have a
All right.
question.
Yes.
Would we practice shop with B buyers or just A buyers? Because like some of them may not have like gotten pre-qualified, so they may not really know. Would we just meet with them and then like hope to also get referrals from that meeting?
Here's what I would do. If I'm really busy, I'm actively showing, I'm going on a few listing appointments, I'd probably only practice shop with some A buyers if I have time. And if a B buyer has a really great story in turn, like we all know, right? The B buyer story who hasn't gotten pre-qualified yet, who says, yeah, I've been at my job this long, and we know that it's some kind of good job, and they have a good salary, and they know they have a good credit score, and they know they have at least 20% down and access to more cash. I'm typically going to take that as a good story. Okay. So even if they're not pre-qualified, but I feel really good about the scenario and I have time on my calendar, I'm going to ask them to go practice shop with me. If I need some additional face-to-face time to try and secure relationships, that's what I'm going to do. But if I'm already really busy and I'm showing a lot of houses, I have a lot of listings, I have a lot of deals in the pipeline, then I may just focus on the A's, the people who are pre-qualified, ready to go, need to move, that kind of stuff. Good? Okay, excellent. So let's move on. So that's the first one, right? We're going to try to get that first face-to-face. And then every single week, here's what you're doing. You're reclassifying your nurtures, right? And I'm going to be sharing these slides after this. We send the replay out. We'll be emailing this replay tomorrow, and we'll include these slides so you can see all of this stuff. But basically, every single week, you're rolling through your A, B, C, D buyers, and you are, based on the feedback, you're going to roll through them and see if any of those things have changed for them, obviously, because we're constantly looking for more new A buyers. And we're going to see if we can move them up or if we need to move people down, right? And so we're just going to go through and see if these things still apply to them, whether it was a financing issue, whether it was a timing issue, whether it was a motivation issue, right? See if I can find people whose motivations or ability have changed, either for the better or for the worse. And then each week, what I'm also going to be doing is I'm going to be making offers to get out and go window shopping or to try to get face-to-face. So let's say Evelyn is my buyer lead. I talked to Evelyn. She's got a good story, but she's just not ready to get out there yet, right? She's casually browsing the internet. We'll make a move in the next couple of months. I say, hey, Evelyn, you know, my best buyer clients like to do a little practice shopping. And Evelyn's like, no, Dale, thank you. Too busy, not interested. Okay, no problem. I'm going to call her up or interact with her. And every week or every couple of weeks, I'm going to invite her again to either go window shopping, right? Or I'm going to pull one property that sounds like it matches something she was looking for and ask her if she wants to go see it with me, right? Or the other week, the next following 2 weeks, maybe I'm going to say, hey, Evelyn, I'm going to be touring homes in X neighborhood I know you're interested in. Would you like to go with me? I like to call this the barbecue principle, okay? I like to throw barbecues. I like to party. And I like to invite my friends to those parties. Unfortunately, not all of my friends can always attend those parties, but I don't stop inviting them, right? I'm going to call you up or hit you up, ask if you want to come. If you can't, I'm just going to invite you to the next one. I'm going to keep inviting you until I get you to my party. Okay? So let's practice this. Let's use Evelyn. Evelyn, we're going to start there. By the way, I need some more role players. Raise your hands. Vincent Thomas, you look like you want a direct invite to role play with us. And Shannon Cairns, I think she wants to do it too. And we definitely have Jeff White. All right, guys, so raise your hands. So I'm just randomly picking people to role play too, by the way. Good. Evelyn, so let's just rapid fire this, okay? I'm that guy. I'm not going to start seriously looking for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Actually, you asked me if I would practice shop with you. I said no. So now we're 2 weeks down the road. Call me up and invite me out to go window shopping. Oh, and before we do this, wait, I want to show you some examples that we wrote. So let's say window shopping, for instance. We wrote 2 different ones. We wrote one for fun, and then we wrote one for facts. And I just want you to listen to how these 2 different ones sound. So Evelyn, you know what? This is me inviting you to go window shopping. You know, I just love looking at homes. I like to walk through the actual spaces, touch and feel the materials and finishes. I also love seeing new design ideas I haven't seen before. And since you haven't been out, would you like to do a little window shopping with me? If nothing else, it's a great way to get ideas for what works. Get ideas for what work you'd like to do to your new home once you make a purchase. So now that would be fun, right? But some people don't necessarily respond to fun, or they're not motivated by that. Some people are much more motivated by facts or figures or information, right? And preparation. So let's assume that Evelyn is more motivated by facts and figures. You know what, Evelyn, I regularly go window shopping of homes in the market so I can stay on top of pricing as well as what inventory is available and what finishes and materials are trending right now. I know you aren't ready to buy yet, but would you like to go do some window shopping research with me so you're better informed when you are ready? Okay. You guys hear the 2 different positioning there? Okay. Do you want to ad-lib it, Evelyn, or do you want to read one of those?
I'll try ad-libbing. Hopefully successfully.
Here's the scenario. All right, Evelyn, I'm that guy. I said, I'm not going to be seriously shopping for the next couple of months. You already asked me to practice shop a couple weeks ago, and I said no, but I'm still opening your emails, right? And you're just doing your weekly roll through, and you're going to call me up and see if you can get me out to window shop with you.
Okay. So start out with the usual. Hey, Dale, how are you? Hope everything is well. I just wanted to circle back with you and let you know that I know you said you didn't want to go do some practice shopping, but I like to stay on top of the market and see what's going on. And I'm going to be in one of your preferred neighborhoods this coming weekend. And I thought if you had some time, maybe you'd love to join me. We could just kind of get some design ideas as we go out there. So kind of like just prepping you. There's no pressure here. This is just to help you get some ideas of what you would like or not like, or you something to look forward to in the future. Do you have time available? I'm going to be in XYZ neighborhood.
Good job, Evelyn. Okay, now let's do the rapid fire. You've got a couple of choices. I'm going to say no to this one. You're going to call me up again a week later or two. And here's just some suggestions. So the first one was window shopping. The next one could be, oh, hey, I found an interesting home. Would you like to go see it? Or there's a new listing over here, or hey, this weekend I'm going to be in the neighborhood touring some homes. So let's say you call me up again 2 weeks. I said no to this one. Call me up 2 weeks from now and pitch me again. Invite me to work with you again.
Okay. Hey, Dale, I hope you're good. Go through that stuff. Then I saw this one house that I think you're really going to like. I know we haven't been out there yet, so I really have no true idea. But this one seems to check all the boxes that you and I discussed. I think it might be fun to go take a look at it. Are you available?
No, Evelyn. Now call me up 2 weeks later and do something else.
All right. Dale, I sent you a text a couple of days ago regarding this one property close to this other neighborhood. I know you said you didn't want to go see, but I'm hoping that you're ready and available to go see this one, because I don't think it's going to last very long. And even though you're not ready, it's still good to at least shop to see what's available out there and what things look like.
Okay. All right. Good. All right, everybody. Listen, isn't that awesome? Now, if you guys could do what Evelyn just demonstrated several times, right, over a month or so, over 2 months, you're going to get face-to-face with more people, right? Shake your head up and down. Good job. All right. Excellent, Evan. Thank you so much for demonstrating that. Was that a little nerve-wracking to make you pull? I feel like you do some of this stuff already.
Yeah, like I said, it's different with each client that you speak to. And even though there are systems and processes in place, like I do like to text and I do like to email and I do video texting to say, hey, I found this one. I think you might like it. I do think, to your point, it's a good idea to also just do the additional follow-up and put it in the contents that you're presenting here.
Yeah, great. Thank you. All right, Vivian. I'm that guy. We spoke a few weeks ago. I said no to your practice shopping. I'm not going to be buying for a couple of months. You're going to call me up and try to get me window shopping with you.
Hey, Dale. I wanted to just check in with you because I know that you've been thinking about shopping sometime in the future. So I found this really interesting property and it has this coach house in the back that I know that you were kind of thinking about for, just maybe one of your in-laws. And so I was wondering, are you going to be free this weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday? Which one's better for you?
Okay, good job. I'm going to say no. I saw that one online. I don't think it's going to work, whatever. And now 2 weeks from now, let's say you don't have a property to talk to me about. You're just going to try to get me out window shopping with you. Do you want to use some of the copy we wrote, or do you want to make it up?
Sure. I'll use one of the copy. Okay. Hey, Dale, you know what? This weekend, it's forecasted to be like super sunny. I think it's going to be a great day to walk outside and we could take a look at some of these homes. I know how you love looking at homes online, but if we go in person and we just touch and feel some of the things that we get to see online, it'll make more sense and get some new design ideas. And I just think that it'll give you a better sense of what you actually want. Is there a good time Saturday or Sunday that could work for you?
Okay, great. Good job. All right, everybody, let's go. We're running out of time. Mohammed. Spoke a couple of weeks ago. You're sending me properties. I'm not going to be buying for a couple of months. I said no to your practice shopping a couple of weeks ago. Call me up and ask me to do some window shopping with you.
Hi, Dale. Hope you are doing great. So we spoke a couple of weeks before, like about window shopping, but I just found an excellent property in the neighborhood you are looking and your desired neighborhood. So I believe it checks all the boxes, like you are looking for buying a new home. So why not, like, we should go and have a look at this property, and maybe it's a good fit for you.
Okay, good. Now you went with property. I want you to try, let's say I say no to that property. Nah, I'm not interested in that one, Mohammed, but thanks. 2 weeks later, you call me. I want you doing window shopping. The reason I'm making you guys practice this is because I don't want you stuck on having a property to send to somebody, because you don't always have a property that you want to point out to them or that you want to send to them. So what this does is it forces you to say, oh, hey, I love looking at homes. You know, a lot of buyers that I work with really like looking at homes too. And it gives them a much better idea of what's out there. They get to touch and feel the materials. So while they're internet shopping, they have a better sense of what they're looking at, or whatever it may be. It like takes it, it gets you to the point where you can make up a benefit and a reason for somebody without having a specific home to put in front of them. So, Mohammed, you're going to call me up, get me out window shopping with you because it's fun.
Hi, Dale. It's Mohammed here. So hope you're doing great. So we talk about like buying. We discuss about buying your first home, but like I'm in the business of like buying and selling homes. So I want to be on top of the market, and I love going through the homes and feel the touches and the ideas of the what is in the trend. So what do you think if we go together, and if you have some time on this weekend, so I'm free, so we can go together and have some window shopping.
Okay, here we go. Good job. All right, Jeff, same scenario. I said no 2 weeks ago. Call me up, get me window shopping with you.
Hey, Dale, just wanted to check in with you. I had an idea. You know, every week I go out and tour homes in the city so that I have a better understanding of, you know, what's going on in the market when I'm talking to sellers about listing their homes. And while I'm doing that, of course, it's a lot of fun. You get to look at the houses, you get to see all the different design ideas. And I just had this off the cuff idea that, you know, maybe you'd like to join me while I do it, and it'd give you a chance to get a sense of what's going on in the market. I've got some time tomorrow, or would the day after work for you?
Okay, no, Jeff, I'm too busy. I don't want to window shop with you. Now you're going to call me up 2 weeks later and pick one of these other reasons that I need to get face-to-face with you, buddy.
Hey, Dale, just checking in. I noticed that you've been really checking out a couple of houses on my website, findnexthome.ca. And I'm just wondering if it would be helpful to you if you actually got in to see them, just to get a sense of what they're like in real life. I've got some time tomorrow or some time the day after, which works best.
Good job. All right, Jeff. Okay, everybody. Excellent. Good role plays today. You guys all really are on point with this stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time. We're running out of time, but use this stuff. Yet, you know, I know that you all need more appointments. Okay. The appointments that you need, obviously you're setting appointments with buyers who are ready to go now. You're setting appointments with sellers that are ready to go now. Fill out the rest of your calendar, fill out the rest of your time by adding face-to-face appointments with both buyers and sellers, because those people are the next line, the next wave of people who are going to be converting. My challenge to you is that you should be at least meeting with a new buyer or a new seller 2 to 3 times per week. And if you're not there yet, then go back through the people that you have nurturing, go back through the people who aren't quite ready yet, get them out there face-to-face with you, okay? Also, I don't know if I've told you this, but we do live scripting and dialogue and role play training just like this every single week. We have 9 trainers that work with my company, and you as agent locator clients get a 10% discount on doing live training with us. Every single week, we have classes almost an hour long in length where we're practicing different dialogue and scripting techniques like this. And also you being in a community of other agents and ISAs and team leaders helps to reinforce and get you to do the activities that you know you need to be doing. And what I've found is that the more comfortable we feel with conversations that we have and the more practiced we are and the more polished we are, the more likely it is that we're going to go out and have those conversations, that we're going to work those leads, that we're going to make those calls, make those outreaches, and make those contacts. And then we end up, Evelyn is not one of the trainers. Somebody just asked, is Evelyn one of the trainers? Look at that. Maybe Evelyn should eventually be a trainer for us. All of our trainers that work for us have come through our classes and our material and either are active real estate agents or they are active managers of ISAs. If anybody doesn't know what an ISA is, an inside sales agent. It's somebody whose specific job is to convert leads into appointments for agents. So my assistant dropped a link where you guys can check out more info about our training programs. Typically, it lasts 12 weeks. You make your first payment upfront for the 12 weeks. You come to classes each week. You have one mandatory class where you're put into a small group of 5 or 6 other people, just like you, and you're given a trainer. And that's a mandatory once a week for an hour training like this. And then optionally, we have up to 2 classes per day with supplemental training, topics, practice, role play, and call review. So if you want to get some of your conversations listened to, and I'll tell you this, the best way for you to improve is to listen to what you're doing and listen to the conversations you're having. And if you can do that with a professional trainer, then that is just like pouring gasoline on a fire in terms of improving your sales skills. So check out the link there. Come check us out for training. If you have any questions, let me know. And it was great seeing you guys today. Thank you for participating.